It is fine to describe women as young. That's fine. It's a very good adjective. It's a great descriptor. You know, look at all those young women selling Girl Scout cookies. Good for them. Young business women in the making. But it is not okay to repeat the word young twice. You can't do that. You can't be like, look at all those young women. And it doesn't work with boys either. You know, look at them playing soccer. Look at all those young boys playing soccer out there. Doesn't even work if you bookend it. You can't say it at the end either. You know, you can't be like, look at all those young boys playing young. That's even weirder, you know what I mean? My favorite American historical figure is George Washington Carver. Do you know George Washington Carver? He invented over 100 things. But the most important thing that he invented was peanut butter. You guys know peanut butter? It's one of the great culinary treasures of the Western world. If you invented peanut butter, would you keep it a secret? Would you? Just for a week? Your own little secret treat, not even tell your wife? I would, you know? His wife's like, George, you want me to bring the jelly sandwiches down to your workshop? No, Martha, that's okay. I don't know if her name was Martha, but neither do you. No, Martha, that's okay. Just leave them right outside. You sure you don't want me to bring the jelly sandwiches down to your workshop and watch you invent for a while? No, Martha, just leave them outside and I'll eat them without adding anything to them at all. Certainly nothing that would immediately antiquate the idea of jelly sandwiches. But I like to think that he's a great inventor, and every great inventor is in a great relationship, and like any great relationship, there has to exist transparency, because the more things you keep from your partner, you know, the more obstacles there are to ultimate intimacy. You can't reach ultimate intimacy. Ultimate impotency you can reach. I've reached it many a time. But you can't, you know, everybody's looking for ultimate intimacy, and that can only happen through ultimate transparency. So I like to think that Martha at one point could tell, you know, she was, George, you're hiding something from me. I know it. I can see it in your eyes. What's the secret? Tell me, George. This is a safe place. And she's mad, but you got to admit, guys, if a woman's mad, the best get out of jail free card is that you've just invented peanut butter. I mean, that's, you know, he's just, Martha, I know you're upset, but please come into the kitchen. I want to introduce you to a little friend of mine. His name's Peanut Butter. Not literally. That would be super weird if you came in and there was a small man and he was like, hi, I'm Peanut Butter. So it's a figurative. I know our dwarf friend, Philip Baker, goes by PB, but that's literally, I invented peanut butter. I want you to see it. It's in the kitchen. And, you know, and she's yelling at him, George, you damn fool. You're trying to make butter out of something hard. What do you have? 2 variations, one smooth and creamy, the other one with chunky peanuts in it, each equally delicious. And you know, he didn't even have to say anything. He just slowly pushed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich into her mouth, and then she just came. Just, ah! Have you guys seen this? Have you seen this? This is Evian natural mineral water, okay? And it's in a facial spray. It moisturizes, refreshes, and tones, which effectively makes it the most American product on the market. Ironically imported from France. I mean, you know, there's people all over the world that are dying because they can't get a cleanly source of water. And in America, we're like, sometimes we like it on the outside. Oh, sure, when they're thirsty, we put it inside, but other times like, safari jungle time, yeah. So I bought that for the joke. Obviously, I'm a political comedian, and you know, I don't know. Then I started to use it because it's really quite refreshing and moisturizes, and it tones. I'm serious, and like many things in my life, the comedy began to bleed in the reality, and the reality began to bleed in the comedy, and vice versa, and also the inverse. So I started using it even outside of that. And one place I use it, and you can do this too. You can buy this. Is, you know, when somebody's, you know, they're texting while they're talking to you. They're not even listening to you, you know? They're just the whole time, they're like, yeah, definitely. But they lift their head up so it looks like they're looking at you. Yeah, no, definitely, absolutely. I know, yeah. Oh, of course, yeah, no, I know, I know. Oh, I've been there. I've been there. You're telling me, I'm telling you. So what I do, you can do this too, is I just pull out one of these bad boys, and as soon as they go into their phone, I just pull this out and do one of these. And then when they look up, I just go, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TJ Miller. I'm from the United States of America. I appreciate it. Denver, Mile High Till I Die, 303. Thank you.